under my arrow. Be sharper.
So the M700, this thing is insane. I put it in like my top 10 snipers all time across all FPS games, right? Definitely the K9 from PUBG. That's like 1 or 2 for sure. The M40 from COD 4, Halo 3 50 cal, the Op from CS, Kraber from Apex. I mean, there's a lot of good snipers out there. This game is less popular than all of those titles, but it's still a nasty bolt action, okay? So to start off, there's 2 builds I have for you guys. Both are built for the same playstyle. My playstyle with snipers is high movement, okay? Sometimes very aggressive. Sometimes I'm right in the front line going for targets like 50 meters, 30, 50 meters away. Sometimes I'm a little bit in the back going for like the 100, 150 meter range. And then sometimes I'm going for 600-700 meter snipes. This gun can do it all. So the first build here, again, both are the same playstyle. It's just this was what I came up with when my gun was a lower level. I think the gun was level maybe high 20s when I built this, somewhere around there. This build right here is the kind of max level build. Now that I have the gun, everything unlocked for it, this is how I have it spec'd out. So if your gun's max level, I'd recommend this range build, and then if your gun's lower level, I'd recommend this one, okay? Again, both are for the same play style, which is high mobility sniping, and then stability. As you can see, both builds have a stability of 87. And the reason why is because, well, let's go into the range and take a look. So for me, hold breath is on caps on my keyboard, and that's a keybind I'm gonna press with my pinky. And so I also have shift as my sprint, which is a pinky keybind, right? So instead of having to ADS and press caps lock every time with my pinky or ring finger, whoops, I just fat fingered right there. But instead of having to press caps every time, by making the stability so high, I essentially am eliminating the need to hold breath with this gun. And that's the whole concept of this build. Very, very, very rarely do I hold breath as a sniper in this game. That's just my playstyle. There's nothing wrong with holding your breath, but a big reason why I build my guns this way is to eliminate that keybind to make my reaction time faster and also buff my movement. So instead of having to hold breath, I can press sprint with my pinky, or I can press control to go prone with my pinky. So that way I have better movement, right? And then I'm not needing to hold breath, so my shots are just way faster. All I need to do is hand-eye coordination to the target's head. Oh wow, I somehow hit that. That was weird. Next thing is handling, and me personally, when I go to build an AR or a sub or really any gun aside from a sniper, I want the ADS time to be as fast and instant as possible. But kind of counterintuitively with bolt actions or snipers, I don't want it to be as fast as possible. If we take a look, our handling is 375 for this build, and I think the other build, it is about 355. Yeah. So both pretty similar, and that's actually the range that I like for my ADS time with snipers. I like to have a bit of a fluid motion to where when I'm going to aim down the scope, I can still track the target and flick to the head of the enemy. I feel like when you get your snipers too fast, it makes it way too jerky and sudden, and it's less fluid. Sniping's all about being fluid and loose. Some of you guys may like as fast as possible ADS time, but I like the range of about 350 to 400. That's my sweet spot for sniping, okay? So that's kind of the rundown for this gun. There's a lot of different frame kits. They call it handguards, but as you can see, there's 4 different options, and this kind of is like the blueprint for the rifle. So this one just buffs handling, this one does stability, this one's kind of an all-rounder, and you can pay attention to the amount of slots that open with this advanced frame system. You get a rear grip, an underbarrel, and 6 rail slots, as well as a bipod. So this one's pretty crazy bang for your buck, and it only hurts control recoil, which is honestly a negligible stat for a bolt action rifle. You have to pull the bolt back and rechamber around, so it doesn't, recoil and control doesn't really matter too much. None of this really matters on a bolt action. So this is probably going to be your best bet for any build that you want to do with the M700. And then the black integral stock looks like it just does handling and then nerfs your stability a bit. Okay, so one thing that has changed with my range build, this is my favorite build at the moment. And as you can see, we're using the Stratosphere long barrel. Okay, so that's max range barrel, as you can see. And then we're not using the max range muzzle, which would be the resonant. Okay, the reason why is because this brings the rate of fire down to 39. For me, no thank you. That's not worth it. I want to keep my rate of fire up. It does put the muzzle velocity at 1040, and my previous builds for this gun, both of them ran the resonant, but once I noticed the resonant nerfs rate of fire so much, I said no, dropped that thing out, and then I found this Vortex flash hider. This thing's pretty sick, so it helps our stability a lot, it hurts our handling a little bit, and then it helps our control, and then it also does muzzle flash concealment, which for a sniper is pretty good, since we're going to be showing up on the mini-map with no silencer. Hiding the muzzle flash is pretty nice as well. Okay, so as you can see, the control, again, doesn't really matter for a bolt action, but it helps our control. It does hurt our handling a little bit, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. And then it really helps the stability. So as you can see right here, the sway range, this is your idle sway while breathing. So 0.11, and then it goes to 0.08, which is crazy. It's almost it's really close to 0.00. So this is why I run the Vortex. Not only does it buff our stability a whole lot, but it helps with muzzle flash concealment. So it's kind of a best of both worlds. Like, you could do the Whisper if you wanted a little bit of more range, you feel like you don't have enough range, but I personally just like the Vortex on there. This thing sounds nice when it doesn't have a silencer on it, and that's why I like using it. Okay, so everything else pretty self-explanatory. We put the handguard rails on for stability, and I like the 8x optics. I always recommend to people, find an optic for sniping that you like and use it across every sniper. So whether it's the 8x, whether it's the variable, whether it's one of the new optics for bolties or DMRs or whatever, the more consistent you are with your magnification, the more you'll be able to predict bullet drop and leading a target. Of course, the gun's muzzle velocity is going to be a big factor with that as well, but being consistent with your optic allows for better muscle memory when sniping, which means you'll hit more headshots. Okay, so that's just another little tip. I definitely recommend finding an optic you like with snipers and just always using that one. Either way, this thing's really nasty. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you want to see videos on other snipers next, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.